People talk about disruption a lot. Yeah? COVID is just one hiccup. If we can stop the next one. Yeah?
Since the coronavirus began, we haven't seen each other for so long. I think we should catch up with several things that you are driving currently, such as the huge saving tiger project in Thailand. If I may, why tiger? Could you catch up for us for a little bit about the situation of the white tigers in Thailand?
Yes. In Thailand, there may be between 160 and 200 tigers only. How do we know? We bought many camera traps for the national parks, and every tiger looks different. So you can see the stripes and you can identify the tigers. Now, a dead tiger has a lot of value in different countries because they want to eat the tiger, or they believe in making men stronger. I don't know, whatever it is. So we have to physically protect them. Now, how does one do that? One is you have to protect the protectors. So we have to make sure that they have all the equipment they need. They have communication equipment, and they have insurance, that their families think that even if they come to harm by the poachers, that the families will be all right. Yeah? So we have to give insurances for them. We have to make sure that their weapons are in good shape. We have to make sure that we have a lot of cameras so that we know where the tigers and the other wild animals have been walking. And we have to try to help the communities along the national parks, that they understand that the protection of wildlife is important for them. So we try to, and then another important part is they need to eat. So we have to provide areas where the deer can graze, where their prey can graze, so that they can catch them and then they can eat. So all this we have been doing now for 7 years in a row, and it's showing some good result. Of course, we wish it to be even better. And at least in Thailand, we still have them and we can grow them. But we want to maybe double the figure, but have to keep on working on it.
How much that B.grimm already put in this project, and what is the goal for B.grimm about saving tigers?
Well, actually, our goal is two parts in it. One is to save the tiger and the wildlife. The other is to stop the next pandemic from happening. So in the moment you all talk about vaccination, everybody only talks about when you get vaccinated, did you already or not, can we travel or not? But this is only a moment in time. What happens if the next pandemic comes? Then the whole thing starts again, and we spend so much money. So we won't have the money for nature protection or for education, but just only for working with the next COVID. So we try to convince the world, and especially leaders in the world, and educated people, and those who live close to these national parks, that we should not engage in taking wildlife out of the wild park and thereby infect ourselves.
I have heard you received the letter from Prime Minister himself inviting to help the COVID-19 crisis. Which are the advice that you already respond to him?
Actually, the question was rather in what can we do to support Thailand in raising the level of the well-being of the Thai people in this situation. So one part was just to help, and then that was last year. Yeah? One part was to help. So the frontline workers or the medical personnel, they also wanted to have a protection. So we bought over 10,000 insurances so that they can know that something happened to them, at least their families will be fine or they can be healed. The other was to get equipment in. So at that time, it was very difficult to get face masks. So through our connection to Vietnam, our Vietnamese connection, they have to sleep in front of the factory so that not somebody else snatches what's supposed for us. And the whole country, it's not only you go to Shanghai, you have to go to all big cities. And the other was equipment, so ventilators or similar for people. So that is one part we did. The other part is, of course, to create work for people. So because at that time everybody afraid that there will be so much unemployment. So we make sure that we not only keep everybody employed in B.grimm, but that we also increase the number of staff in our company. The third one is to look after the communities. So all the communities around in the surrounding areas, we provide them with food, we provide them with income, we provide them with other help that we can do. So that was just one part for the kind of immediate response.
After the third wave happened, a lot of people worry. What best way do you think millionaire, billionaire, or rich people should follow to help the government in easing this situation?
I think our strong points is in creating workplace. So every single penny every single baht or satang that is spent by the government has to come from agriculture, service, industry, commerce. It means it comes from business people. Yeah? And I take a farmer is also a business person. Yeah? They have to create their own livelihood. So we know how to create jobs, and we know how to bring in money into the system. So this is the first thing to do. Second thing is how to do it. So we would like people to do business with compassion, meaning be nice to each other. In the simplest of all terms, yeah, be nice to each other. You don't have to be harsh, you don't have to be mean to have a good living. So if everybody in every company, or most of them, enjoy what they do, that improves the psychological well-being of everybody. So when they go home, they have a happy family. When they are in the community, it's a happy community. So this is our responsibility as business people to have the working environment in the company be such that the people can work happily and they improve themselves, get knowledge more and more, and always ask them to provide something which is of value for the society. I noticed that in the public sector, all the civil servants we work with, they also want to cooperate, they want to help, they want to be positive. So I think in the government is the same, and that's in the public service the same. If we are all result-oriented and find out how to make all the rules and regulations such that we can get results, then we don't have to worry about Vietnam. But otherwise, in the moment, we have to worry a lot about Vietnam because they get going, and we have to make sure that we get going as much as they do. So we have to grow more.
We know B.grimm as the energy company. Is it possible that we're going to see B.grimm expand the business in other areas?
Our main businesses are, the first one was always healthcare. First one we started. Second was in industry and commerce. We call it industry. The third one is shipping. And the biggest is in the electricity field. So, and there we see a lot of expansion possibilities actually in all fields. In all our areas, we expand quite well and quite quickly. In the power field, the investments are so high. So whenever you invest, it's a big thing. Yeah? But if you go in the healthcare field like we do, we just started the primary care clinics, then you start smaller and then you expand. Now, most of our businesses, we can now expand worldwide. In the power sector now, we are in quite a number of countries. We are in Thailand, we are in Laos, we are in Cambodia, we are in Vietnam, we are in the Philippines, we are in Korea, and we are going in Oman. So we want to also be in Malaysia and Myanmar and Indonesia in European countries, in America, so in Japan. So we are expanding this now. And our vision is to empower the world compassionately. So empower means making people stronger, bringing electricity, and the world. So we have to expand further. We want to expand further. Compassionately is what we talk about how to do it.
Could you tell us briefly, like for the company, what is the strategy after new normal?
So people talk about disruption a lot. Yeah? I don't. Because we have been part of the technological development since the very beginning. We brought the first modern medicines to Thailand. We brought the first telegraph concession to Thailand. We brought the first telephone connection to Thailand. We were one of the first department stores. We brought new equipment here all the time. You can see that the technology is developing all the time. Why don't I talk about disruption? Because disruption means I look at somebody else who's in the same business and I want to do something that he cannot do business. No, we look at improving the life of the customer and of the society. So we have to always find new ways on how to do it, which we are doing. So digital transformation is just one tool or one way how we can make our businesses more interesting, bring more value to the customers, and maybe be faster, be better, be more efficient, and finally make the life better for everybody. So there, in all the sectors we are active in, since we are a technological company, we do that. And actually we look at COVID is just one hiccup. If we can stop the next one. Yeah? So B.grimm in the early 1900s or late 1800s, we helped a lot with the cholera outbreak here. A cholera outbreak at that time was much more serious than COVID today. And so we have been dealing with sicknesses all the time. We have been overcoming so many crises together with Thailand and also separately from our own businesses. I think we should look at COVID as just one step, and we never stop working. We never stop, okay, now I'll go home and sleep. No. Work from home, work from the office, work at the factory. We just have to keep on going. We cannot, people want to eat. We have to keep on going. We cannot stop. So this is just one further problem we have to deal with. And then I think we have to show resilience, and we have to prepare our strengths. Like we have to eat well, keep our mind and body strong. So the virus comes, go in, but we're still fine. Yeah? So I think this is what we should look at the world. If you look at our values too, they are in line with that.
Today, in fact, there's an announcement today that vaccination will be completely free to all adults in the country. Any city in the world, even the most advanced city, will not be able to take care of 25,000 cases per that. That is what happened to us. My Prime Minister made it very clear what India could bring to the table.